Hi, I'm Helen from Halton Food, and today we're going to be planting tomatoes. There are two different types of tomatoes. There are a lot of different varieties of tomatoes. So you can get your heirlooms or your hybrids, and you can get them in multiple colors. You can get yellow, green, striped, deep purple, kind of a blue-black tomato, all sorts of different varieties of tomatoes. But there are two different types, determinate and indeterminate. Determinate tomatoes are the fruit is ready at the same time to be harvested. And the plant only grows to a certain height and then it stops growing. Indeterminate, the plant will continue to grow and the fruit can be harvested throughout the season. So why would you want this? Well, if you're someone who likes to can their food, so say you're making a big batch of soup or you're making big batches of tomato sauce, you would want the determinate variety. You would want all your tomatoes to be ready at the same time. But if you're someone who adds tomatoes just to the odd dish, or you just like them in sandwiches, then you're someone who would want indeterminate type of tomato. So you would want to be able to harvest throughout the season. So it doesn't matter if you've bought a starter plant from a nursery or you've grown your tomato from seed at home. You're going to plant them both the same way. So what you want to do is carefully squeeze the container and pull out the tomato plant. If it is a store or nursery bought starter plant, you might want to loosen up the roots just a little bit. And this helps them grow out into the soil instead of coiling around itself. And you want to plant tomatoes very deep, right up to the first leaf. So I'm going to hold the stem as I pack the earth around it. And that's just so that I don't snap off the tender stem as I'm putting all the dirt back in. Once you've planted your tomato, you want to add a support. And you want to do this right after you've planted, and that's so you don't damage the roots if you go and try and put in a support after a few weeks after it's planted. So you can have the typical tomato cage, which is good, and probably the rate things are selling out at nurseries and hardware stores, this might be your only option. But if you can get hold of one of these type of stakes, that's probably better. We'll have another video later about how to prune tomatoes, but with these type of supports, you're going to keep wrapping your tomato around and keep it centered on the stake. And when you're watering your tomato plant, remember to water the roots, not the leaves. This will help stop the spread of some diseases like blight.